So today's videos are going to be in three separate locations. The first is we made our way to Newcastle Airport to have a look at some planes arriving and taking off. And the second, we went to St Mary's Lighthouse in Whitley Bay and then Reeth in North Yorkshire. And welcome to another video from Explore the Outdoor. A little bit different today. I've got my little son with me, Finley, and we decided to do a bit of plane spotting, and it's actually quite good. It's free, it's cheap, and it's fun, and I'll put all the links and descriptions on where you can park in the video. So we're going to be looking at the planes taking off from the airport behind me, and also from them hopefully coming into land from that way. So I hope you enjoy this video. Also, we'll be going to we'll be going to St Mary's Lighthouse in Whitley Bay and discovering what there is to do along the northeast coastline north of the Tyne. So I hope you enjoy the video and don't forget to subscribe. So as you can see, there are many people interested in watching the planes take off. This of course is in Dinnington. What we noticed this time is the planes are taking off towards the northeast. As you can see, this one is extremely close to us and was very loud. These planes are actually 737 and are quite large, but I can only imagine what the Emirates and the jumbo jets would look like and also sound and feel like. We decided to change our viewing point, which is a public footpath in a field just a little way down. It was quiet, there was nobody there, and we were totally allowed to be there. I think this is a hidden beauty spot for plane watchers. In the summer, the planes actually take off the other way and the landing comes in from the northeast, so you will actually see this in reverse if you come in the summer holidays to have a view of the planes. We were there for a couple of hours and it was a really great time watching the planes take off. Unfortunately, we didn't see any land this time, but there's always plenty of time to go back in the summer to enjoy this, and it was free. We then got into the car and headed to Whitley Bay Lighthouse. So this was the car park at St Mary's Island. It's quite large in size and plenty of room for many cars to park there. Situated in the car park is a few catering vans that sell coffees and teas, that sort of thing. The car park is payable via Ringo and or via cash from the parking machines. And St Mary's Island is a fun day to have by all, and it only costs you for what it does in petrol and parking. You can make it as cheap or as expensive as you want. I love the history aspect that relates to everything that I go and visit, just to know who's been there before us all those years ago. The main causeway leads you to the island, but don't forget to check the tide times as you can become cut off. Luckily we were here when the tide was right out, but please do check the tide times as it does cover the causeway. As you can see, the rock pools were quite full that day, and Finley really enjoyed looking underneath the rocks to see what sea life he could see. The rocks can be quite slippy, so please do take care, and probably wellies or good walking boots are advised. The lighthouse looks spectacular against the blue sky backdrop. As we were at the lighthouse, we overheard someone saying there was seals on the rocks, so we went to investigate this and we weren't disappointed. Sure enough, the seals were there, resting on the dry rocks in the spring sunshine. There is signs up about not going near the seals and also being very quiet as they are sensitive to sound. After gazing at the seals for a while, we then ventured back towards the car. Finley found a huge rock pool on the way back and he couldn't wait to get in there with his wellies and see what was under the rocks. Unfortunately, we didn't find anything that interesting. It was getting a bit late, but we still ventured down into Whitley Bay itself and we saw there was a mini golf course there and football course. Also, amusements was on the high street with fish and chip shops, ice cream shops and gift shops. Of course, we ventured inside the amusements and it was pretty busy, lots going on, lots of activities and games for you to spend your money and win absolutely nothing. Finley attempted to win one of these smartwatches for me, but I don't think it ended well. What do you guys think? The seafront has changed since I was last there and there's now a Premier Inn with also a Beefeater there. The sand and the beach looks immaculate and I actually can't wait to take a trip back there in the summer with the rest of the family. Unfortunately, Finley was not with me for this video as it was filmed on the Sunday as I took a ride to Reeth, which is in the Yorkshire Dales. This little village is quite quiet and is surrounded by beautiful scenery of the Yorkshire Dales. There is no pay and display, however it does rely on your honesty and you put the price of the car park in the honesty box. There seem to be quite a few pubs and inns within Reeth and also a national park centre where you could explore the area. I noticed this Hudson House Centre, which seems to be a community based centre. It also had a very lovely garden out the back which wasn't in full bloom yet, but I can imagine when it is this will look absolutely spectacular. Also, the garden had plants for sale, which again relies on an honesty box. I didn't want to buy any this time as they didn't look in full bloom, but maybe next time. I also noticed this old ice cream parlour, and also carrying on the trend, I noticed an old church, which looked fairly new, but it was dated back to the late 19th century. I also looked for this museum which I could not find at all, but carrying on with my plan for Reeth, I then ventured to my guidebook of the Yorkshire Dales for short walks. This was a 6-mile walk around Reeth with a very high incline level, but stunning views. As you can see, I was not disappointed by the views and the walk was lovely. As I ventured through this field, little did I know what was on the gate at the other side awaiting me. This little lamb had become trapped in a field away from its mother and was really upset, and the mother was very upset as well.
Come on, little lamb.
It had somehow got through the gap in the fence but could not figure out how to get back into the field with its mother.
That's it. Good.
The mother was becoming very anxious as she probably thought I was going to take her baby, but I was only trying to help. I wasn't sure what the sheep language was for the coming through the gate, but they didn't seem to listen to me. The sheep was becoming rather nervous, and I was worried that she was either going to bite me or attack me.
Go on.
My aim was to try and corner the lamb in the side so I can grab it and put her over the fence, but she kept on giving me the slip.
Come that way. Here. Come on. Here. Go on.
Eventually, I made myself as wide and as big as possible to get the lamb in towards the gate. As I did this, the lamb decided to try and stick her head through the fence and become stuck, which gave me the chance to grab her and put her over the fence. During this time, I drop the camera so all will go black for a few seconds until I lift the camera up and see the sheep and its lamb running away together. It was quite a beautiful sight.
Are you going to say thank you? There. Oh. Oh, good job done. You got your man. Oh, bless, look at that. I had to pick her up there, I dropped the camera. Well, that was entertaining.
As I ventured into the next field, there were some more lambs, but as I looked to the right, sure enough, there was the mother and the little lamb I'd helped. They did say thank you though. The walk was 6 miles in total, and as I got further up, I could see the views were absolutely spectacular. Things were starting to look green and in bloom, but I was disappointed as not many of the trees around here were yet in bloom. There's many signposts around telling you to shut the gate, and this is exactly the reason why the lambs got out. These steps rather interested me, and they actually go on for at least another half a mile down. They were built in the 12th century to allow nuns to travel between convents. The thought that all these nuns had travelled all this way in all sorts of conditions and weathers was absolutely fascinating. Hi guys, I hope you've enjoyed the walk of Reeth. It was a fantastic place. Shame the sun didn't get out, but it was still beautiful. I wish the leaves had been on the trees a bit more, so it was a bit more greener. Still felt like I was in winter, autumn, but no doubt in the next few weeks they're going to come out and flourish. So yeah, I might come back to this place. It was really great, and obviously had that little incident with the lamb, but luckily I reunited it with its mother. But as I was walking around, there was still a few other lambs trapped, but I couldn't get to them. But no doubt the farmer will hopefully sort them out. So here's my best bits from the videos of this weekend. I hope you've enjoyed them as much as I've done making them, and we'll see you all on the next video.
You get everybody staring for days. All they see is just a young, pretty face. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. Don't matter how much time it will take. But there's